I think Brokeback is Brokeback. It's abstract idea. I like the taste of that sound, Brokeback Mountain.
Have you ever wondered what really went on behind the scenes of the groundbreaking film Brokeback Mountain? In today's video, we'll reveal 25 little-known facts about this iconic movie that changed the landscape of LGBTQ+ cinema forever. Let's dive in.
You have no idea how bad it gets.
If you can't fix it, you got a standard.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Origin in a short story. Brokeback Mountain began as a short story by writer Annie Proulx, first published in The New Yorker in 1997. Despite its brevity, around 30 pages, this tightly woven tale captivated Hollywood producers, who saw immense potential in its honest portrayal of forbidden love. Early attempts at adaptation.
I admire him so much for the variety of films that he does and the emotional quality of his films. I think that he's definitely the perfect director to tell this.
Before Ang Lee came on board, several directors expressed interest, including Gus Van Sant and Joel Schumacher. However, the project stalled multiple times. Producers struggled to secure a director and cast willing to take on a film about two male cowboys in love, especially at a time when Hollywood was more hesitant about LGBTQ+ topics. The reluctance of major stars.
It's amazing to think about the fervor that surrounded Brokeback Mountain when it was released 11 years ago. Heath, Ang, and I were at the center of a storm that year, fielding the praise and controversy that came from telling a love story about two men.
Casting Ennis Del Mar and Jack Twist was not straightforward. Many high-profile actors turned down the roles, fearing the career risks associated with portraying gay characters on screen. Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal eventually signed on, committing to roles that would become cinematic milestones. Budget constraints.
I doubt there's nothing we can do.
Ang was always the right person to direct this movie. From the minute I read the screenplay, Ang was the guy.
Despite the prestige of director Ang Lee, the movie was produced on a relatively modest budget of around $14 million. Studios were wary of investing heavily in a same-sex romance set in the American West. However, the team used every resource wisely, focusing on the script and performances rather than large-scale effects or elaborate sets. Filming in Canada.
Yeah, I'm commuting 4 hours a day. I come in for breakfast, I go back to the sheep, evening getting bedded down, come in for supper, go back to the sheep, spend half the night checking for damn coyotes.
Although the story unfolds in Wyoming, most of Brokeback Mountain was filmed in Alberta, Canada. The rugged Canadian Rockies served as a stand-in for the sweeping vistas of the American West. This choice helped keep costs manageable while still showcasing breathtaking landscapes. The film expanded the original material.
It says bring them down.
Bring them down? Why? It's the middle of August.
It says there's a storm coming, moving in from the Pacific. Worse than this one.
What?
The original short story was concise but emotionally charged. Screenwriters Larry McMurtry and Diana Ossana expanded upon Annie Proulx's text, adding depth to supporting characters and exploring the complexity of Ennis and Jack's personal and family lives. Improvised moments.
Constantly inside your character's head and inside the movie, the story. It consumes him.
Heath Ledger, known for his dedication to authenticity, brought a spontaneous energy to set. Several small emotional nuances, like his body language or certain facial expressions, were reportedly improvised. These subtle touches added layers of realism to his portrayal of Ennis Del Mar. High-altitude challenges.
Here's next week's.
Thought you didn't eat soup.
Yeah, I'm sick of beans.
Too early in the summer to be sick of beans.
Filming in the mountainous regions of Alberta presented practical hurdles. The cast and crew had to contend with unpredictable weather, steep terrain, and logistical limitations. These difficulties only reinforced the film's rugged atmosphere, mirroring the harsh realities the characters face. The shirt scene's profound impact.
nothing. I'm nowhere. Oh. Get the fuck off me!
One of the most iconic images from the film is Ennis discovering Jack's shirt at the end. The short story ends on a similar note, emphasizing the emotional power of that one garment. This image became a symbolic representation of heartbreak, memory, and enduring love. Risky subject matter.
If there's one thing that Aang is about, it's not about giving you a lecture. It's not about being politicized and telling you what the correct analysis of things is. The one thing he's about is emotion.
When the film was first proposed, producers found it challenging to garner support. Many financiers labeled the script too risky, predicting that audiences might not embrace a romantic narrative centered on two male protagonists in a cowboy setting. Against these odds, the project moved forward, reflecting the belief of its core team. Before we continue, if you're a true film fan and want to dive even deeper, click the join button below. You'll get exclusive early video releases, connect with fellow film enthusiasts, and discover more hidden gems in LGBTQ+ cinema. Your support truly matters, so consider joining to help us keep the conversation going. An unexpected box office triumph.
I told her, strong backs, weak minds runs in my family. I was too funny. I told her it keeps me fit.
Despite industry doubts, Brokeback Mountain surpassed all expectations, grossing over $178 million worldwide. Word of mouth and critical acclaim helped propel ticket sales, proving that audiences were ready for a nuanced LGBTQ+ love story with mainstream appeal, pioneering accolades.
It's been very exciting to see it come to the screen and how he's been capturing it and visually what he's brought to the piece.
The film received 8 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture, and won 3. Best Director for Ang Lee, Best Adapted Screenplay for Larry McMurtry and Diana Ossana, and Best Original Score for Gustavo Santaolalla. Lee's win marked the first time a film centered on a gay romance earned its director an Oscar. The big Oscar upset.
It needed to find that person who was going to make it into the kind of like take it to a metaphysical level rather than just play it on just this is a story about 2 gay cowboys. It had to be really about love, you know? And I think there's no better person to do that.
Many expected Brokeback Mountain to clinch the Best Picture Oscar. Its loss to Crash in 2006 remains one of the biggest shocks in modern Oscar history. However, the film's cultural impact and critical reception have arguably outlasted the controversy surrounding the awards. R rating and its implications.
Bad news. There ain't nothing I can do about it up here, I guess.
There's not much you can do about it down there, neither. Unless you can cure pneumonia.
The Motion Picture Association of America gave the film an R rating for its sexual content and language. Although explicit depictions are minimal, the film's mature themes warranted a cautionary rating. This classification limited promotional opportunities on certain platforms but did little to deter its eventual success. A real-life love story.
The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion.
Yeah. In a strange way, I missed that year.
Heath Ledger and Michelle Williams, who portrayed Alma, Ennis's wife, formed a deep connection on set. Their off-screen relationship began during the production and led to the birth of their daughter, Matilda. The couple's real-life bond added further emotional weight to the film's legacy. Heath Ledger's commitment.
Well, it's obviously, it's a story of forbidden love. It's somewhat Shakespearean. I mean, I remember when I first read the script, I put it down and I had a lump in my throat. It really affected me.
Ledger's approach to Ennis required altering his posture, speech patterns, and even his emotional expressions. He immersed himself so deeply in the character that other actors noted how he stayed in that quiet, introspective mindset between takes. Ledger's nuanced performance drew widespread critical acclaim, earning him a Best Actor Oscar nomination. Jake Gyllenhaal's on-set challenges.
Yeah, first of all, it was Ang Lee directing it at the time. So, I mean, at least coming from where I come from, it's like Ang Lee is a genius.
Gyllenhaal, portraying Jack Twist, faced the demanding cowboy skills the role required, such as horseback riding and roping. He worked alongside professional trainers to refine his technique, balancing the physical demands with the emotional depth needed for Jack's longing and heartbreak. Anne Hathaway's roping lessons.
And Brokeback Mountain was the first time I'd been taken seriously as an actress. I'll never forget walking out of doing the big scene, the phone scene in the audition, and feeling like even if I don't get that part, I'm so proud of how that went.
Anne Hathaway, who played Jack's wife Lorene, initially auditioned while still filming The Princess Diaries. 2. Royal engagement. Determined to shed her princess image, Hathaway took roping lessons. She was eager to prove her versatility and contributed significantly to Lorene's believable transition from a confident rodeo queen to a more reserved wife. Cinematography under natural light. Rodrigo Prieto, the film's cinematographer, aimed for a naturalistic aesthetic. The team often used minimal artificial lighting to capture the rugged feel of the open range. This approach enhanced the intimate, organic atmosphere that defined the movie's visual identity. Randy Quaid's lawsuit.
Went up there with you. Town ain't what I'd hoped for neither. You ranch stiffs, you ain't never no good.
Randy Quaid, who played Joe Aguirre, filed a lawsuit claiming he was misled about the nature of the film's distribution, believing Brokeback Mountain was an independent, low-budget art house film with limited reach. The dispute was eventually settled, but it remains a curious footnote in the film's storied history. Cultural milestone for LGBTQ plus cinema.
You want to switch? I wouldn't mind sleeping out there.
That ain't the point. The point is we both ought to be in this camp. Goddamn pup tent smells like cat piss or worse.
Wouldn't mind being out there.
Beyond box office numbers, Brokeback Mountain became a cultural turning point. It opened doors for more mainstream LGBTQ plus narratives, changing perceptions of what was marketable. Future projects depicting same-sex relationships found a more receptive environment thanks to the film's breakthrough success. Meticulous casting choices.
Got 2 whole boxes of formula for you. 120 keys. 120? Dee, where'd you put them?
Oh, hell. Backseat of the car where I left them.
Ang Lee and the casting directors placed significant emphasis on finding actors capable of embodying deeply internalized emotions. They sought performers who could convey longing, conflict, and hidden truths without relying on heavy dialogue, creating a powerful sense of tension in each scene. A cold Canadian winter.
Sure, maybe you can convince Alma to let you and Lorraine adopt the girls. And we can just live together herding sheep. And it'll rain money from L.D. Newsom and whiskey will flow in the streams, Jack. That's real smart. Real smart.
The production encountered one of the coldest winters in southern Alberta. Nighttime temperatures often dropped well below freezing, making the outdoor shoots especially grueling. The actors bundled up in thick layers until the very last second before rolling cameras, braving numb fingers and frosty breath. The famous kissing scene. One of the film's most talked about moments is the intense kiss between Ennis and Jack after a long separation. Both Ledger and Gyllenhaal admitted it was emotionally challenging to get it right, wanting it to feel authentic. Their commitment to realism paid off as the scene became a defining cinematic moment for LGBTQ plus representation. Enduring legacy.
Actually, I read the script before had a few years before Aang came onto it, and at first I was sort of terrified of it and I didn't really understand it, I think, but I was pretty young at the time. I was like 17 at the time.
Nearly 2 decades after its release, Brokeback Mountain remains a seminal film, frequently discussed in conversations about representation and boundary-pushing cinema. Its emotional core, coupled with remarkable performances, ensures that new generations of audiences continue to discover its timeless significance. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Brokeback Mountain. If you enjoyed learning these lesser-known facts, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cinematic revelations. Until next time, keep exploring the stories that shape us all.